Holy cow, Paddies, we're 1 day away from the NHL trade deadline. The Habs are definitely sellers heading into this one. I mean, look at that. We've already seen a couple of trades happen, with Ben Sherratt being shipped out to the Florida Panthers, and earlier on, Tyler Ravioli Toffoli going to the Calgary Flames. So, who's next? What should we expect over the next 24 hours, and who does Junkie think is gonna get moved? We're gonna talk about all of that right now. But first, before we begin, if you're a fan of the Habs, or just a fully rejuvenated babyface colonoscopy Caulfield, who I'm willing to bet my left nut ain't going anywhere, then please consider subscribing to my channel, as I upload a crap ton of hockey content and would really enjoy having some more of you grasshoppers tag along for the ride. Now, Kent Hughes is holding his cards close to his chest, alright? He's playing hard to get. Nothing at all like Monson Bull's girlfriend over here. Hughes would say during a press conference that he's not actively shipping anyone, besides Petrie. But if somebody comes in and makes an offer that he can't refuse, then yeah, it's see you later time. So first up, let's go down through the old rental list of the Montreal Canadiens, starting things off with Chris Weidman. Yeah, this Uber-riding animal has been quietly having a pretty decent season for the Habs. He's got 17 points in 49 games now. He's riding out a $750,000 one-year contract and is set to become a UFA at the end of the season. Now, out of all the players that we're about to talk about in this video, I haven't heard a whole lot of rumors about Weidman. It's been pretty quiet. Although, I don't think it would really be a shocker if he did get moved between now and the trade deadline. That's for sure, so keep an eye on him. Next on the rental list, we've got Bret the Hitman Kulak. This guy is beginning to grow on everybody. Fans are starting to like him around here. And you know what that means? That means other teams are too. He's been a reliable defenseman since he's been here. Every once in a while, he pulls out the moves like Jagger and scores a goal like this one last night. Kulak is signed to a pretty reasonable contract for what he brings. He's making $1.85 million this year. He's got 13 points in 56 games. And like the kid from Big Daddy, he knows how to wipe his own ass. Now, I think Kulak is worth a little more than Chris Weidman to other teams, just because he's more versatile and he's much more responsible at his own end of the rink. It's already been confirmed by sports analysts that teams have been, taking a flyer on Kulak. They've been calling the Canadiens about the Kool-Aid Man. From what guys around the league are saying, his value is much likely a pick from the lower rounds. But after seeing teams toss around draft picks like hot potatoes over the last couple of days, if a team is desperate enough, who knows, maybe the return can be a bit of a shocker. Now, the next player I want to talk about on the old rental list is Matthew Perreault. This is going to be a bit of a quick one because he was already placed on waivers the other day and everybody ignored him like he was Osama bin Laden. Now, Perreault was speaking to the media a couple of weeks ago, and during his yapping, he expressed his desire to win a Stanley Cup. I think he wants out. He's a veteran, he's making $950,000 this year, and he's got 5 points in 18 games. He's been injured more than Paul Barron, for God's sake. Look, I like Perreault, but because of the injuries and all that jazz, I don't really know if the Canadiens can get a peanut butter sandwich for this guy right now. Which is exactly why we're moving on to this guy. Whoa, bit of a shocker. Rem Pitlick, Junkie, what are you doing? Well, Pitlick is also worth mentioning because he's in the final year of a contract valued at $917,000 bones. The Habs, they picked him up off of waivers this year from the Minnesota Wild, and hey, his numbers have been pretty impressive. Check it out, he had 11 points in 20 games with the Wild and 18 points in 26 games with the Habs. I keep forgetting this guy's only 24 years old, and I just want to make it clear, I'm not saying that I want to move Rem Luhu. The memes alone make me want to keep this guy around. I love the guy, but you gotta admit, it would be pretty nuts if the Canadiens picked him up off of waivers and then somehow shipped him off for a juicy return in the same season. Huh? That would be some pretty dramatic stuff. Next on the list, needs no introduction, but we're going to introduce him anyway. It's Arturri Lehkonen. He's another restricted free agent with an expiring contract. He's making $2.3 million this year, and he's the biggest piece of eye candy that the Habs have right now. He's got the experience. He scored this massive goal, the one that sent the Canadiens to the finals last year. This year, he's got 13 goals and 16 assists in 58 games, and at only 26 years old, this guy is a bit of a six-leaf clover right now. Teams are calling about him. There's no doubt about that. And you gotta think, after watching the Blackhawks get 2 first-round draft picks for that guy that has a name that rhymes with BAZEL, it really makes me wonder what kind of a return Arturri can get. And look, whoa, I understand, okay? He could also stay here and be a part of the future. I get it. That's exactly why Mr. Clean isn't shopping him around. But if there's a crazy offer being made here behind the scenes, then it has to be accepted. Look, Joel Armia had a really good season a couple of years ago as well, and now look at him. The yearly productions of these kind of players changes like underwear. Now, legend has it, Lehkonen's value right now is a first-round draft pick, plus a good prospect, and maybe a bag of assorted garbage along with that. But if a team decides to raise that up between now and the trade deadline, Jeff Gordon is gonna do a cartwheel. And now that we've gone through all of the rental players, I'm gonna tell you that out of all these players, I don't know why, but I do have this feeling like Arturri Lehkonen is going to be gone. Teams are going to be desperate. We already seen a few trades over the past couple of days, and I got a feeling like somebody out there is going to overpay for Turkey. As for the others, I don't see Rem Pitlick going anywhere. I don't think Perreault's going to get moved, and I think one of Kulak or Wideman could possibly go. And really, that's it. There's also a bunch of players on the Canadiens that have decent contracts that other teams might possibly take a stab at. Mike Hoffman, Jonathan Drouin, and Christian Dvorak being 3 of them. And then we've also got the guys with miserable contracts like Jeff Petrie over here, and to a lesser extent, Joel Armia, who went from being one-man Armia to one team's Trizash. But it's highly unlikely that one of these guys get moved, in my opinion. Anyway, guys, that does it for this video. Let me know in the comment section who you think is going to stay and who you think is going to go. Don't forget to, slap that like button around on the way out of here. And hey, I'm gone.